It is with great honor that I would like to introduce one of our very own local activist warriors, Tashmica Torok. Tashmica is a nationally recognized survivor activist working to end child sexual abuse right here in Lansing. She is a powerhouse fundraiser and movement maker who has raised thousands of dollars and thousands of volunteer hours in support of her work. As the executive director of the Firecracker Foundation, she incites riots of generosity and advocates for the healing of children and families every day. The Firecracker Foundation spearheads trauma-sensitive yoga in the Lansing area and provides services to the Lansing School District. They provide services to Child and Family Services Angel House, community mental health, and to youth and families in our community. There is such a need for these services that last year, Tashmica had to move to a bigger place, right? So that she could provide mental health therapy, trauma-sensitive yoga, caretaker support groups, and crisis intervention all under one roof. And today, together with the grad students I mentioned earlier, Ayanna Spencer and Bria Harper, she helped to inaugurate the first Me Too teen delegation in Lansing. Since arriving to Lansing, I have felt immensely blessed to have encountered and been able to work with this firecracker of a storyteller and nearly retired roller derby skater. She is partnered by a talented talent staller who doubles as a behind-the-scenes volunteer, yes, and is about to open his own business. Hello. She's also a fierce mama to 3 incredible boys. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Tashmica Torok.
Hi. Hi, good evening. Thank you, Circes. Tonight, I am so honored and so humbled and so happy to be able to share the stage with people who have changed my work and have changed the way that I see working to end child sexual abuse. So I am delighted to be here with Tarana and Circes and Bria and Ayanna. Before I say anything about the organization I founded or the current climate at MSU, it is important to me to take a moment to say to you, my beloved community, I am so sorry for all that you've endured, for all that you've experienced throughout the course of the Nassar case and beyond. To all of the survivors in the room, you did not deserve the victimization, the victim blaming, the onslaught of triggers, and the ineptitude of your presidents and administrators. I'm very, very sorry. I don't think people have said that enough to you. I stand here before you as a survivor of child sexual abuse and incest. I am the founder and executive director of an organization that is survivor-led, survivor-focused, trauma-informed, and trauma-sensitive. The Firecracker Foundation is committed to the idea that once a child comes forward, despite the risks that they face, it is our job as a community to invest in the healing of their whole being. That is how we honor their bravery. In addition to individual therapy and support groups for parents and guardians, we are the only organization in the area offering clients trauma-sensitive yoga and pediatric medical advocacy services. Trained volunteer advocates are on call 24 hours a day to respond to children and teens visiting the hospital for forensic examinations, or as you probably know them, rape kits, after sexual violence has occurred. July 31st, we will celebrate our 5th year since I founded the organization. Yeah. So I like to think of the organization as a child, and it's going to kindergarten. As we have been working to protect and heal children, I've been thinking a lot about what's been going on around us. And the fact of the matter is that the leadership at Michigan State University has made children in this area more vulnerable. Those who are charged with the care of children and students failed to respond to young people coming forward about the abuse they were suffering. So Michigan State University is not a compound, it's not a gated community that doesn't impact the rest of us. And the Nassar sister survivors are only a small representation of the sibling survivors that exist because of the way that MSU has consistently failed to hold perpetrators accountable. This is not a new problem. And although many survivors are saddened by the heightened awareness, we are not surprised. We are disgusted. We are aggrieved. We are angry. And we are determined to take this moment to shift the culture at MSU and in our community. So many of us are living in fear and pain because of the tidal wave that was the Nassar case. But we know that Nassar is not the beginning, nor will he be the end of the epidemic of sexual violence on campus or in our community. If we know this to be true, and we can start moving Nassar and Michigan State University out of the center of our focus, what kind of transformative culture change can we make happen right here in our hometown? Here's what I'm interested in. I like to be clear about my ulterior motives. I'm interested in talking about where individuals have power within this gigantic institution. Where are the small units within the greater institution that are ready and willing to engage in shifting their own culture? We cannot, nor should we, always depend on those at the top to be equipped or interested in being accountable and responsible for us to be able to change the ways that we respond to sexual violence. What can you do? Figure out what your work is and do it. We do not have to wait. And waiting on a former governor that changed the law to allow teens to be incarcerated as adults and subsequently sexually assaulted to do the right things by survivors is likely not going to get us the results that we want. I am not a betting woman. I'm actually very cheap when I go to the casino. You can ask my husband. As soon as I win $8, I'm ready to leave. But if I could bet, I would not bet on Angler, and I would not bet on your trustees. So what should MSU do then? How should they be accountable and responsible moving into the future? So here are the messages that I have heard from your leadership. Legalistic approaches that protect our money are our priority. We treat survivors and their labor with disdain and reproach instead of being grateful that they would take the time to try and improve your institution. An effort they don't owe you, and MSU, frankly, doesn't deserve. We prioritize our brand over your safety, justice, and healing. We are not responsible for the ways that our institutional failings impact your community. The fact is that MSU has an opportunity to change the game, and they are squandering it. But you, Spartans and community members alike, you are not undone by those in power. You can, if you choose to, rise up to ensure that the next Board of Trustees is properly vetted. You will listen to the brilliant, nationally recognized experts already on your campus. You will stop, yes, you can give them a hand. You will stop maintaining the expectation that survivors have to trot out their trauma, publicly for this institution to treat them with dignity and respect. You will find the places where you wield power and you will use it. Michigan State University, you have a responsibility to all of us. Do better.